think of this as this is a game changer. I mean, like, when it's said and done, it's going to be two eras: before high gravity hip hop and after high gravity hip hop.
You listen to the sounds of the incredible DJ Jabad. My name is Dresden Beatnik. This is high gravity hip hop. Nice and grab. Come on. We came here to party, but we don't play. Let's go. Come on. Yeah. You know what, y'all? I say. Let's go. Come on.
It's Jay Finn, the crowd controller, live on air right here on Indie Digital. You're watching us, that's right. And you know what? We are here with Lennox, the founder, the CEO, the man who has conceptualized and made everything happen through fruition. I just had to throw that word in there because I like it. Right here. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks a lot for making it down, man. We're really excited to have you and everyone just out to the first, hip hop beer festival that we believe is in the world. That's what we heard. We try to confirm, but we can't say for sure. We know it's definitely not the first time craft beer and hip hop have been in the same room, but it's the first time it's officially been put together in that beer festival format.
How long did it take for everything to come together?
The concept started 3 years ago. I was sitting at a bar over on Ponds having a beer, and just the term high gravity has been used in the craft beer circles. So I was like, high gravity hip hop, and we didn't know what it was going to be at that point, obviously. So as we kept going to beer festivals and doing everything, we kind of noticed that there was some areas of opportunity and some areas of opportunity to bring the craft beers into a different demographic, that being urban and Latino. So about a year ago, I really started kind of working on the concept, and back in November of 2011, I really started working to put the event together for today. Okay. So for the last 6-7 months, we've been grinding really hard, putting together a team of experts. Ale Sharpton, our beer expert, extremely important and significant in terms of picking the beers and making sure they're placed right and how they're grouped and everything like that, and how people pour, and the knowledge of the volunteers pouring. It's important that it's a learning outcome involved with what we're doing, because we're really trying to reach and create a new customer for craft beer. So that's significant. But I think it can be done in a way that's tasteful and not
Tastefully done.
Yeah, not that whole 40 ounce on the corner type of scenario.
And I think it's beautiful to work with Lennox on this thing, because I always want to do something similar to this, and I've interviewed different hip hop artists and brought them stuff. I had a great time doing that and kind of teaching, particularly our people, about brew. And I've been doing it for a long time, but this coming together with music that we all love.
Indeed.
It's a beautiful marriage, and it's just going to get bigger. And there's different types of things, but there's two styles of beer. There's ales and lagers, so people need to start realizing that. And people say they like the beer ice cold. Well, lagers are good ice cold, but ales need to be a little more in the 50s in range of temperature, because they have a lot more flavor, and it'll all come out in specialty glasses. So,
beerologist.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Beer should be sipped out of glasses, and you get a lot more gas when you drink out of bottles, by the way.
Now, this is the launch of High Gravity Hip Hop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the objective of High Gravity Hip Hop, in your eyes, being the one of the founding, or not the founding member?
Yes, sir. It is a very big team that works with me. It takes a village to raise an organization, right? You know what I mean? So it really is a lot of team effort. If it wasn't for all the partnerships I had, it really would not have happened. So I have the pleasure of making sure a lot of people get paid. You know what I mean? So it's a little, I don't view it the same way as a lot of people might. But in terms of the objectives, we actually have 4 separate units. The festival itself, we're looking to turn it into a tour. So we want to go domestic and international to the Caribbean, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia. We have a TV and film unit, and we'll be showcasing the TV show we shot at Sweetwater Brewery with A.L. Sharpton as host and Drez the Beatnik as our first guest, where we incorporate the hip-hop and beer elements and do tastings on the air and everything and try to marry and create information for the two worlds, which are really more similar than most people think, you know. So then the third unit is design and merchandise. You know, most folks will take their logo and put on a shirt and call it merchandise, and that's cool. I like to partner with existing designers so that we can give them a chance to take our logo, which is, I've been told, kind of hot, and give them an opportunity to remix it in their own signature style. So the first design we have is Cremo, and they took our logo and basically turned it into a DJ can spinning on some turntables. And that shirt's available here, and it's a really hot design, and we're partnering with other designers in the future. And basically, finally, the final element is the promotional album. You know, the mixtape, and bringing all the different elements together, bringing a lot of artists from all over the world together, and really providing a DJ with the opportunity to take it back to, you know, cutting and blending and really just mixing up. It's, yeah, right. Now no push button mixtape, you know what I mean? So, and really focusing more on the DJ and his craft, you know, versus just kind of playing song after song. The mixtape has kind of been watered down in terms of what it was in the beginning.
It's not a tape anymore.
Right, first of all, it's not a tape. And there's no mix, you know, it's just song after song, you know? So we really want to give the DJ an opportunity to just take your song and just wreck it, and you might hear yourself on somebody else's beat, you know, and your beat with somebody else on it, and just a lot of creative things. And of course, social media stuff, but those are really the four main elements to high gravity hip hop, and we really think that that's gonna give us the best opportunity to reach, you know, all of our demographics, you know. So coming up next for us is gonna be High Gravity Homecoming in the fall, and then we're gonna. Are
they gonna be like dancers and everybody in tuxedos? No, I'm playing.
Nah, it'll still be the beer festival format, but we want to highlight a lot of the alum, you know, from the certain schools that we're gonna work with, and then we got High Gravity Salsa. So if anyone thought they was going to catch up with us, we're going to just straight switch the genre up and bring it to the Salsa Festival.
It's almost time. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.